Good evening, my name is Kumo Mukoko, ID 21001177. I will be starting off the presentation for Group 15, the root rollback machine. My component was the first component, which will be the initiating or the trigger for the whole machine. It is a lever, a first class lever which has a fulcrum in the middle, an effort this side which we weigh to be 100 grams, and it has a load this side which we use to be a pen. So for this to be straight, it means that it's in equilibrium, meaning that the force acting this side and the force acting on the effort is equal, or that the force this side minus the force this side is equals to 0. In terms of the torque, the force applied here plus the distance to the fulcrum and the force of the effort plus times the distance to the fulcrum is equal, are both equal. When we remove this pin, it initiates the machine because the effort will pull the lever down and it will come a 90 degrees. It will turn into a 90 degrees angle, which then the force then goes into this pivot.
Greetings, my name is Tumo Kwarai of student ID 210000755, and I'll be describing the second component of Group 15's project. My component is component 2, and the pivot at this end of the lever is going to be equal to the force exerted. The force here is going to be equal to the force exerted on this component by this one, resulting in tension on this string. Thank you.
My name is Dumo Alex Edwin Sikiteme. I'll be continuing on what the previous Dumo said. So basically what he said was there's a tension here, or a force. This force here is responsible for pulling the weight or basically the support system of the two marbles that stand here. So basically what happens is this tension here pulls this down like that. As a component itself, it's explaining basically two forces: the weight of the marble and the tension of the string from that first pivot right there. So I think in terms of explaining my component, I've done my part.
Good evening, I am Lerang, I am Ayanda Kusimile, and I'll be presenting on the pulley and cup in our Goldberg machine. Now with this pulley in equilibrium, that means there's a tension going towards this way from the pulley and a tension going opposing the weight of the cup, which will be going downwards. Now once the marbles from this structure have fallen into the cup, the weight is now larger than the tension in the string, and the result of that is that there's a downward resultant force which pulls this cup down and then eventually pulls the flag up. Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Sipo Shemavundla, ID 210000750, and I'll be presenting about the flag component. You see, the resultant force here that pulls down the cup is equal to the tension force that strains the rope here that initially causes the flag to be erect. Thank you.
Sustainable development knowledge, basically SDK. SDK is basically talking about renewing material and creating something worthwhile of it. So basically, this is our renewed material from the SDK concept of turning useless goods, or rather litter, into something usable, like a Rube Goldberg machine. I think this is also basically the origin of a Rube Gold machine, in the sense that its responsibility is basically to take a simple task and use complex mathematical statics concepts to make that simple task come true. For example, just raising a flag. So we took litter and basically made it to something that's usable. Thank you very much. This was our presentation from Group 15.